Someone's been done to death. You know how raspberries and milk were introduced? You tell her no. Raspberry milkshake. You let out an audible groan. Did cornbread teach you that one? Nope. Wasted an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. Huh? Oh, it's worth time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual Chompettes comedy competition this year.
Raspberry!
Of course. Now while I'm here, I won't choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Bread? We still talk about that closing line, Bread. You're going to do great this year. Aw. Anyway, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chompettes stick together through thick and thin.
Raspberry!
Rain or shine. Feast and famine. Potato, I swear to God, repeat the line or we're locking you up again. Life or death. That's right. Chompettes, move out. Did they literally just tell me if I eat any of them, they will haunt me? Is that what I just heard? So they'll haunt me if I eat them. You bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. Karen interrupts as you bring in the food. Took you long enough. Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left in the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on the last 2 slices of bread. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? Wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor's right. Anatoly, will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much of the mold as we can. We can't leave with the floodwater, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like a pack of wolves. Gregor seems to unhinge his jaw and eat it in one bite. He looks like a duck eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jam isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until this storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. Should clear up if we give it a chance. Anatoly, where are you getting that information from? One of the books on the shelf about climate here. You're illiterate, so that's definitely a lie. I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious. He pretends to read those books because he wants us to think that he's smart. But I can tell he's just staring at the page, faking it. What do you think? Okay, so this is a hard decision. Because, like, unless he proves that he can read? But he knows the... This is a hard decision. Because, like, didn't he read the one thing? Like, he knows the Latin names. Like, what? I'm gonna say he can read. You must be going blind then. Thanks. I don't know why Karen would make something up like that about me. You aren't fooling anyone, Anatoly. Karen has stormed off. Thanks for backing me up. Good to have someone so positive around. Anatoly looks relieved. You think he'll remember that? I guess let's call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles off to their sleeping areas. 10 minutes later. Hey, Karen likes to find somebody's weakness and uses it against them when she's frustrated. Just wanted to thank you for backing me up earlier. You're very sweet to do that. Anatoly looks at you with a look of admiration. Oh my god, the little squirrel on his shoulder. It moves. Ah! It's so cute. Can we eat the squirrel? Can we eat the squirrel? That's meat. Anatoly looks like he's blushing as he walks away. You're definitely sure Anatoly will remember that. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. Swoosh has been redeemed. Okay. You're getting ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to bed very hungry. You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. And that's how fast a deer could run if startled. Whoa. Incredible. Impressive. Yawn. I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No. It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Anatoly leaves mumbling to himself. So passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to separate area. Karen in the bedroom, Gregor in the living room, Maria in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? Okay, who do I talk to? I feel like I want to be on Maria's good side because I feel like she might try and eat me if I don't. I'm not sure. Who do I want to talk to? Yeah, let's go talk to Maria. Huh? Oh, didn't hear you coming. I was just double checking if there's any food we might have missed. But I couldn't get the drawer open. Could you give it a try? You nod. Great. While you do that, I'm going to get some more reading done. You think Maria will remember that? Oh boy. Later. Can't we eat those herbs? You give the drawer a hard yank.
Hello.
Is the thunderstorm keeping you up at night? You just need to roll with it. Raspberry whispers so quietly you lean over and listen to her. We need to talk soon. Please listen to me when the time comes. Anyway, please don't let the others see us.
Cabbage.
That's right, Raspberry. Part of being a chompette is secrecy. Wouldn't want those humans to overhear our meetings now, would we? You shake your head. Good. Chompettes, roll out. You shut the drawer. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. I wish the rain would just stop. We're all doing great. It must be almost at the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. Me too. You are too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. Oh no, we're gonna starve! No! You go to bed with a growling stomach.
Wake up. I said, wake up! The rainfall is nonstop again. Did you have anything to do with this?
You don't answer her question.
Anyway, thinking with your stomach, right? You should reconsider. Might save what little humanity you have left. At least I tried. I won't have a guilty conscience by the end of this. Go back to sleep, monster.
What? Huh? You forget about Raspberry's you easily forget about Raspberry's conversation. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray. But he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lay down on the tray and make your body as flat as a board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage. And he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh my god. Am I a cannibal? Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Their stomachs must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the windows. You hear a stirring of blankets, arms, and legs. Maria looks petrified. I couldn't sleep. Anatoly has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. The cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little gaunt. I got a good look out the window. And? Couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is it going to end? I checked outside the door again. Floodwaters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're gonna need to stay put until one of us, unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. As soon as the weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Maria and Anatoly go white as sheet. How are we going to find our way back now? Well, I have to ride out the storm. Maria looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at you. It'll clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They all gravitate to an area. You can tell Gregor's putting on a fake optimism and Maria is having trouble. Which one do you want to speak with today? Gregor. We'll talk to Gregor. Oh, hey. I know you already searched the kitchen, but I had to double check. A fool's errand. I wish everyone was in better spirits. It can't rain forever. Right? Rainfall in this area can last days to weeks. You tell Gregor to stay strong. You know what? Thank you. The group is really thankful for your kindness. Gregor blushes a little bit. I always wanted to be the one that kept everyone in good spirits, but it's obvious that you do much better. Gregor is looking at you fondly. You're sure Gregor will remember that? Oh, I'm gonna have to eat them. The rain is pounding hard against the wooden cabin, but at least none of it is getting inside. You tell Gregor to keep his spirits up and join the others. You call everyone together. They all look grim. You cut the tension in the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you. They're expecting that last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off of it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch. And slowly, all 5 of you tear apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it'll last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few hundred times before swallowing. Anatoly chews it cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Maria nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. It was gone in an instant. The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much, but you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. So are we on day, like, 3 without food? 3 or 4? Okay. Good morning. Morning. Let me check if the rain has stopped. It's still flooding. Oh. What are we gonna do? Humans could live 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or 2, right? Actually, participation can occur more than 215 days a year here. But do you really think it'll rain that long? Anatoly? It's been days already. What makes you think it'll stop soon? Relax, everyone. Let's see how this rides out. Fingers crossed it's done by tomorrow. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared. But you need to survive. Karen and Gregor begin to discuss next options. Do you want to speak with Maria in the kitchen? Or Anatoly in the living room? Wow, that's a third option. I think I should be self-reflective here. Could you have rationed the supplies better? You crunch the numbers one more time. You could have reduced the amount of vegetables used in the stew, but it wasn't their first day. But it was their first day. You had to impress them. Was there anything you could have done differently? Probably not. Maria, Anatoly, Gregor, Karen. You wonder if they're upset with you. Gregor calls the group over for a meeting. I don't think any of us can take this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Maria! I used to swim all the time near my house, so I'll probably have the best chance of swimming through the floodwaters. No! Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Anatoly. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? That's true, but... Little guy, let me go. Gregor, Sounds good to me. Karen! His arms are definitely the longest, so he'll have the best chance at climbing trees out of all of us. No, that wouldn't be right. Gregor, let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones. But we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the woodpile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. We'll each pick one from my hand, and the shortest will go outside to search for food. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you can tell which is the biggest one of the bunch. You pick it. You watch the others intently. Will it be Gregor? Anatoly? Karen? Will it be... It looks like I got the shortest. Maria. It's okay. Oh no. I watched Anatoly forage earlier, so I'll know what to look for. Just swim until you find high ground, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken. Karen, Anatoly, Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised. Everyone watches as Maria leaves the cabin. No! She's food! The silence is deafening. Goodbye. Oh. Oh. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is. And then silence. Maria has left the cabin. Karen, I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up waiting and waiting. The sun is completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. You get ready for bed and easily pass out. You have a strange dream. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize, the other as a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try and push it in the oven. Her legs are so strong, you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking to in the coals. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair causes you to throw up on the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods, your burns chill with the wind. The guest looks back behind her, and her eyes widen as she sees you. She's terrified. Your fury rips trees out by their roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your entire life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them. As you trample through the field of wheat, the guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun, golden. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs and you're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. Oh my god! Stop it! Stop it! Good morning. Do you think she made it to high ground? I believe in Maria. Me too. She'll be fine. Right, little guy? So, what do we do now? Just wait? Karen, how long? It's been almost a day since she left. Anatoly and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her. We need to wait, Karen. Wait for what? The nearest town is miles and miles away. Waiting is all we can do for now. So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? Karen, I'm sure Anatoly will agree, but... Wait. Where's... Okay, hold on. Anyone notice something missing? Anatoly's little squirrel friend is gone. Did he eat his pet? He had a little squirrel on his shoulder at the beginning of the game. We'll discuss next options when we get to it. Every waking thought is about the flood now. I never should have eaten that much. Karen's hands are involuntarily shaking. Gregor and Anatoly just nod in agreement. They don't even need her to elaborate. You're sure Maria will make it back? Nope, just me. She promised. Everyone retreats to their areas. What do you want to do today? I'm gonna go talk to Karen. Hey, you don't have to lie to me. I know Maria's not coming back. I don't know where she came up with her being the best swimmer. I guess the only one that would know would be Anatoly. Last summer, Anatoly would watch her swim from the shore. He could have been a lifeguard, such a good swimmer. She never went under, but if she did, he would have pulled her out easily. Why would she lie about something like that? Karen seems deep in thought. Maybe it's better to leave her alone. You close the door softly. I can't stop thinking about the vegetable stew. I'd be fine with the bread and jam. I'd be fine with the strawberries. Nobody else laughs. I would kill for some vegetables right now. I would too. You would too. I'm going to try and get some sleep. Good night. Night. You fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. In a completely different room. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? What am I cooking? You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to cook it in the oven. You cooked meat. Huh? Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you... The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting into small cutlets. They immediately grab some off the plate, chewing ferociously. Where did I get that? You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? You explain how the meat is stored securely, hidden, so you can ration it better this time. I understand. Thank you. Where? Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. Huh? This taste is... Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns looking choked up. I was too weak. Left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Anatoly. Anatoly takes the cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. Going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Where did I get the meat? Who do you want to talk to? Anatoly, I guess. You knock on the door first. Anatoly? You slowly open the door. Thanks for checking in on me. You ask if he still feels sick. Not anymore. I think it was a mental thing. Please don't tell me where the meat came from. The less known, the better. You nod. Thank you. You're sure, and Anatoly will remember that. It's getting fucking weird. I want to know where the meat came from, though. Like, did I just pull it out of my pocket? Did I cut it from my leg? Did I find Maria? Like, what? What happened? You leave Anatoly to go tidy up some parts of the kitchen. Hours pass. The meal... Guys, there's something in the cabinet. Eating will just make them hungrier. It's gone. There was something in the fucking cabinet. They're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain that you want to ration the meat better this time, and there will be no dinner. Fine. I understand. I guess I'd rather eat tomorrow than more today. No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. There was something in the sink. You have a strange dream. You're having dinner with a blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard. I can forge anything, he says. Your eyes have been giving you issues lately, so you reply, forge me new eyes then. You laugh, but then the ropes come out. He ties you up to your chair with a long rope to prevent you from struggling. You rip the rope apart without even trying, so the blacksmith uses a thicker rope. No turning back now. He takes a hot poker out of the coals, folding it in front of his face so you can see his beard and eyes watching you. He slowly brings back the poker, carefully aiming for your eye, before plunging it through your skull with a sickening crunch. The force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. You vomit all over your chest. As the smell of your decimated eye floods your nostrils, the blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body. You wake up in a cold sweat. No. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Take a look out the window. You notice anything? The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Good morning, big guy. Will Maria make it back? This might sound a little crazy, but every night around 2 a.m. I can hear her outside. She makes this awful gurgling noise like she's trying to get water out of her lungs. Have you heard her, Gregor? Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering. I haven't heard anything like that. When she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something. Right? Yes! What the fuck? What is happening? What is happening? I sometimes hear her crying through the radio. But that's just a broadcast. Right? I've gone insane? I think you should just have another piece of meat for breakfast. One step closer to Maria. It's what she would have wanted. What's gotten into you, Anatoly? Anatoly's eyes look at you begging. Bring us another slab. What is happening? Please? He clearly doesn't have the stomach for it. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Please help me. Anatoly? Gregor looks pained at Anatoly's words. I think he's right. Please bring us more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. You cut it into squares, adding it to a boiling cauldron of water. It will taste bland without any seasoning, but you need to serve it up right away. What's taking so long? Boil it faster. It looks almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the chunks whole, like a duck does when eating bread. Anatoly ripples in the broth using the spoon. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. But Maria. Anatoly begins to weep. You look over at Karen. You didn't notice her even start to eat. There's just an empty bowl now. Karen is staring right at you. How much more meat is left? You explain how most of it has gone bad. This is the last of it. How could you be so careless again? You remember Karen's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? The storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Anatoly? Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Maria. Or forage for plants outside. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you. Please, Anatoly. You can swim back after a few hours. Gregor is right, Anatoly. Maybe you'll find Maria out there. I think Maria's fine by herself. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help. But we need your help, Anatoly. That's right, Anatoly. Oh, that's Gregor. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay? No problem, little guy. Everyone shuffles off to their room, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. Maria. Something is approaching. Oh, yo, what up? What up, homie? Don't be a crybaby, it's just me. Onion. Not going to be very sweet today. I'm worried about Anatoly. He's going to cave to peer pressure. Can you stop him from leaving the cabin? You don't answer, Onion. Please? Don't you trust me? You shake your head. Got a fun factoid for you. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion in your room absorbs bacteria? It will help prevent colds and ward off viruses. That was a lie. The fun factoid of that myth, people actually believed it in the 1500s. How embarrassing. Who would believe that? There even was a doctor in 1919 who caused a surge of people believing it. Anyway, you know what smells like a raw onion left in a room? You! It's been a while since your last bath, right? You can't remember. Could smell you before I even came into the room. Yikes. So, can you stop Anatoly from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but this is ridiculous. It will be impossible to stop a grown man from leaving. Please. We don't need another one stalking the hallways. Tapping on the windows. Crying through the radio. You have the sudden urge to scream. Why do you think I've been using the mouse holes to get around? Scared to death that I'll run into her. Don't make me tattle to Cabbage about you. She can be as mean as Potato if you get on her bad side. Just kidding, she's great. Anyways, when the time comes, just tell Anatoly you care about him and don't want him to leave. Even if it's for me, okay? You can trust me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to work on some new ice skates. They remind me of butter slices, so I get to skate around the frying pan tomorrow. Oh, they're made of butter slices. Later. Okay, then. Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. You have a strange dream. A fox is collecting your payment in your living room. You despise him, so you put 2 dogs at the bottom of a sack, then add 6 chickens on top. The fox smiles at you and leaves. At some point on his journey, the fox will eventually open the sack, and the dogs will tear the fox in half. Filled with such loathing for the fox, you gave him the only things you had for food, all of those chickens. As the snow piles up outside, you begin to eat whatever you can find. Pillowcases, candles, leather. One day, you wake up and have nothing left to eat. Absolutely nothing. Just an insatiable hunger. A few days later, you go mad and leave the cabin completely ravenous. A nearby tree looks like charred meat. Your iron teeth cut through the bark, tearing your gums apart by the splinters. Your mouth fills quickly with blood. Days later, a deer gallops by, the first creature in the woods to see your corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. Nothing flashed on screen. Okay. Something smells terrible in the living room. Someone puked in a corner. You wipe it up with a rag to save them the embarrassment. Good morning. Good morning, little guy. Well, Anatoly, what's your decision? I barely slept last night. Her whispers came through one of the holes in the floor. She kept telling me to come outside. We don't want to rush you. But one of us puked last night. So that's what that smell was. Anatoly, my patience is wearing thin. You have 1 hour to make a decision. Why so quickly? Because I'm not waiting any longer. You can see the glint of Karen's knife under her dress. Best to watch out for that knife. The group disperses. Tensions seem to be rising. You have 1 hour to kill. What do you want to do? We gonna go talk to Anatoly. Anatoly looks pale. Thanks for coming over. Anatoly seems comforted by your presence. Okay. Gregor told me he heard Maria. I'm sure Karen isn't being honest with me. Have you checked the basement door closely? Every so often, I can see her peeking out at me through the holes. I really don't want to draw this out, like to drown outside, but at least I won't have to hear her tormenting me anymore. You know what's in the basement, don't you? Know what's in the basement, don't you? No. Wow. You aren't kidding anyone. You're just lying to yourself. Please get away from me. It looks like Anatoly will remember that. Wait. What? I don't know what's in the basement, though. Anatoly, you okay, little guy? Anatoly looks pale, like he's going to pass out. Anatoly, have you made a decision? Yes. I'll help you all out. I promise. Thank you, Anatoly. Big tears roll down Gregor's cheeks. I'll miss you, big guy. I'll miss you, little guy.